at Emerce Connect, a new convention about multi-channel customer contact and sales. What's new in advanced CRM?
Well, I think that what's happening, there'll be a change from just purely looking at CRM from a channel perspective and getting more under the skin of how consumers interact with the brand. So looking much more about individual touch points within those channels.
Okay, and how do you organize it? Because many companies speak about this, but it's very hard to accomplish.
It is, it's very difficult, and I think that's historically because of organisations working in a very siloed or siloed fashion. So, you know, they have social media here, they have digital here, they have offline somewhere else. And I think that what a lot of organisations are going to try and do is really try and understand and put the consumer at the centre of it and try and perhaps reorganise the way that they structure their organisations and as a result how they structure their campaigns and their data to revolve around the consumer rather than channels.
And are there any companies who have done this successfully in the past months?
Yeah, no, there are very few. There are some that are starting to do that. There are some that are starting to try and integrate these channels and working. So in particular in the UK, for example, Argos, who are a home retailer, they're starting to do that. You know, they have a very good online presence, they have a physical bricks and mortar presence, and the way they communicate with their customers through online, offline, SMS, social, is starting to pull all those different elements together. But I think it's still early days for a lot of organisations.
And are they organised in silos still, the Argos, or are they restructuring their organisation?
No, I think that what they're trying to do is that some organisations are trying to pull the different departments closer together. Mm-hmm. So it may not be a full restructure, but actually try and get them to work closer together. And sometimes it's as simple as actually getting people to sit in the same office or in the same floor and think about the consumer rather than thinking about digital upstairs and offline downstairs.
Yeah, because you also see the other way around that, for instance, a famous fashion brand like Hilfiger, they went the other way in sort of splitting the organization into an online group or online department and a physical department, you know, or a traditional department, and they've been very successful about that. Is that sort of the first phase and then integrated afterwards? Yeah,
so I guess what happens is a lot of people say that this is the way you should do it, yeah? But that's not always the case because each individual brand has its own business model, has its own audience. So different brands, different organisations will find different ways of tackling their individual issues. And it could be that actually that split may end up coming together in 6 months or a year's time, but it's actually deciding what's best for you as an organisation rather than saying, this is how someone else do it, I'm going to do it the same way.
So what is the development people should not miss next year?
I think the big thing to not miss is a lot of people talk about big data and actually collecting lots and lots of data. But I think that what the trick that people mustn't miss is not to start doing something just because they haven't got lots and lots of data. So I think that a lot of people start on that journey to look at the data that they've already got and start on that road to being more sophisticated in the way that they use data to create these touch point successes for the consumers. So being much more agile and flexible in terms of what they do with the data they got and creating a roadmap to go forward with it.
Thanks very much.
Cool, thank you very much.